Chester and welcome to Laker Vision News at 6. Tonight we have our literature segment, and what do we have for our viewers tonight, John?
Oh, they're in for a real treat tonight, Colby. We'll be providing them with a play-by-play and color commentary on a short story titled The Guest. And it was written way back in 1957 by Albert Camus, and he used an omniscient third-person point of view to reflect his neutral standpoint on the Algerian War. At the time, interestingly enough, the Algerian War was in 19...
Alright, well that's enough of the boring stuff, John. Let's take a quick look at the actual story to give our viewers a little bit of background knowledge before we really dive in.
Daru is a school teacher living in solitude on a plateau located in a remote area of Algeria. He wishes to remain neutral in regards to the Algerian War, but finds he is forced to support the French when he is ordered to deliver an Arab prisoner to the closest village. Daru faces a moral conflict when he must decide whether to turn the prisoner in or neglect his orders and set the Arab free. The Arab slave is a man accused of murdering his cousin over a dispute about grain. He makes no attempt to escape when held at Daru's schoolhouse, despite Daru's apathy towards his captivity, ultimately ends up deciding his own fate. Balducci is a supporter of the French army that delivers the Arab to Daru. He is somewhat empathetic and does not enjoy his duties, but knows he must fulfill his obligations during the war.
Well, now that we know a little bit about our main characters, let's take a look at some of this story's top highlights.
Why did this man have to kill his cousin? Why did Balducci have to bring him to me? Why must I choose? I requested to be put on between the desert and the foothills, but they stationed me on this plateau. And now I must turn this prisoner into the French, when all I wish to do is remain neutral. Should I let him go, or should I deliver him to the police?
Well, John, it looks like Daru has quite a decision to make here. This is definitely going to affect his desire to remain neutral and change the game for sure.
Oh yes, I'd have to agree, Colby.
I don't know how he's going to get out of this one.
To the east, the path will take you to the place where they're expecting you. But to the south, just a day's walk away, are the nomads. They will take you in, as it is their law. You park here.
Oh, and what a move by Daru. He leaves the decision up to the Arab so he can escape the moral guilt of choosing a side. Thus, he remains neutral. That's an all-star move by the French school teacher, Colby.
Right you are, John, but what will the Arab do?
What just happened? Why has he left this decision up to me? I could walk to freedom if I take this path, or to jail on this one. No, I must pay for my crime. I must turn myself in. I will take the path to the police.
John, that's a game changer.
Oh, well, don't get too excited yet, Colby. We still have one more twist yet. Remember when Daru went back to his house and he found that chilling note on his blackboard that says, "You have handed over our brother. You will pay for this." I mean, that was chilling. That was crazy.
We did have a scene for that one, folks, but I guess John just gave you the gist of it. Anyways, Daru's kindness in letting the prisoner decide his own fate actually resulted in his own demise. If that's not irony, I don't know what is.
Oh, Colby, that's right. And if we're going to get into that kind of stuff, why don't we talk a little bit about symbolism? I love symbolism.
John?
Nope. Okay, yeah, sorry. For example, I'd have to say that the desert represents the Arabs and the plateau represents the French. And Daru asked to be stationed between the two, but instead was stationed on top of the plateau, and symbolizing the fact that he was forced to support the French, Colby.
No, you're wrong. Okay, moving on. Themes?
Oh, I'm not going to share now. How about you enlighten us, because you're so smart.
Well, the main theme of Camus' story is obviously morality. Both Daru and the Arab face ethical dilemmas and have to make a choice to satisfy their moral principles. Daru wishes to remain neutral on the war, and to do so, he lets the prisoner decide his own fate. That way, he is free from making a decision that will effectively confirm which party he supports, and he remains neutral. Likewise, the prisoner makes a decision based on morality as he makes no attempt to escape, and chooses to walk toward imprisonment in order to pay for his crime.
Wow. That's actually pretty smart, Colby.
Not just a hat rack, my friend. Camus also pinpoints freedom as a main theme, establishing the freedom to make a decision as very important to both Daru and the prisoner. The freedom to choose becomes more like an obligation, and failure to make a decision is actually detrimental.
Well, folks, we'll be right back. We're just going to go to a quick commercial break, and we'll be back as soon as possible.
Stay tuned, folks.
Hi, this is Derek Engelman here, and I'm a dog trainer. And if you want your dogs trained, you come to me. I can get it done. I can train any dog, right, Roxy? Right? Good job. Keep sitting. Keep sitting. Look at me. Look at me in the face. Good dog. Very good dog. Now look at the finger. Look. Look at the finger. Oh, look at that.
Look at that, folks. That is pure dog training at its finest. I'm Derek Engelman, and I train dogs. It works 100% of the time, every time.
Welcome to Joe's Bar, where the times are always good and the prices are always fair. Come on out any night of the week.
Welcome to Dave's Inflatables. We blow them up, you buy them up. Come to one of our 7 convenient locations near you.
Welcome back to Laker Vision News at 6 as we explore Albert Camus' short story, The Guest.
Well, you know, Colby, another thing that Camus utilizes is foreshadowing. The fact that the Arab didn't escape even when he had the chance to signified early on the path he would choose. The slight noises that Daru heard when leaving may also foreshadow the note he received when he returned home.
You know, that's not bad, John. That's not even in the script here. You're getting better at this analysis stuff. Maybe you should start writing these scripts instead of just reading them.
Well, you know what, Colby? They need the pretty faces in front of the camera.
Yeah, that's it. Anyway, I just think it's incredible how Daru's failure to make a decision actually results in his downfall. Camus related this to the theme of absurdity, the philosophical conflict between the human tendency to seek meaning in life and the human inability to find any. He believed that life was only meaningful if one pursued their self-determination. When Daru failed to make a clear decision, he was not pursuing his own self-determination, and then he fell into despair.
That also speaks a little bit about the human condition, Colby, in which Daru tried to make the right decision for his own moral well-being, but in doing so still fell into harm's way. This proves the inescapability of death, even through the effort of good and noble characters.
Okay, well, John, we're getting a little too deep into it here. Why don't we cut it off? Thanks for tuning in. This is Colby Garrickson and John Woods signing off on Laker Vision News at 6. Have a good night, Chestermere.
Oh, just a second, Colby. What's this? That was a terrible newscast. You will pay for this.